Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Instrumental break. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Okay.
All right.
I was just in my own head, you know.
No,
I didn't know you put me up. I'm just, yeah.
I caught you dancing with
you did, because I was just.
Are you a dancer? You seem to me to be a dancer. Were you a dancer in your youth? What?
In my mind? No. No, I mean, I'm a dancer in my mind. Yeah, I mean, I love to fool around and dance. Do I have any wonderful moves? No, but, you know, I like to have fun. So.
Really?
You know.
I haven't danced.
So.
Years.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just, you know, do fool around here and do this kind of stuff. Well, we're all just, you know, fooling around.
Right.
I've got these headphone things in, so if anybody could put in the chat, is my volume okay? Do I need to go up or down? Because we can't judge it.
Yeah, it seems fine to me.
I know, but I've always seemed fine to you, but I know people say they can't hear me, so we can't judge it, you know? I feel super loud. I feel really loud to me, but I don't know how it sounds out there.
Yeah, you're louder than you usually are, but you're usually kind of muted. So I like it better.
Right. You like it better when I'm muted?
No.
Okay.
Dear. All good. Luan Ray Aquatics says all good. And guess who's
okay, we're
here?
Good.
Guess who's here?
Oh, right.
Guess
I don't know. Who is here tonight? Okay, I don't know. Hello, Aquafunk.
How you doing?
We're doing.
Listen, I can't stay. I'm driving. Yeah, I'm moving some stuff. I can't stay long, but I had to come on. I had to come on and talk to you two directly. Okay.
All right.
I just watched your video on Ick. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And genius that you taking 5-minute clips off of your live stream with all that information and making it easy for somebody to get a hold of it. I wish you keep doing it. I wish y'all both keep doing it.
I'm excited to hear you say that.
I'm actually a little jealous. I didn't think
that might
of
be
it.
a plan.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, it was short, sweet, to the point. You know, you ain't got a whole lot of editing, a whole lot of silliness like this one guy I know. It's just silly on his channel. You know, you don't have all that ridiculousness that this one guy I know. Yeah, that one silly dude. He keeps getting on his channel and being moronic. But I really
have blue hair.
No, he's bald. He's bald.
What are you talking about? He's bald.
I'm talking about myself personally.
You will find out.
You're talking about yourself?
No.
I am.
Oh no.
You'll all find out.
So listen, no,
Yeah.
what I was saying was every day, twice a day, you go out live and people ask you these very important questions.
Right.
And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't watch live streams.
That's right.
But
True.
by you taking these 5-minute clips, answering these questions, I hope you do a playlist with them.
Yeah.
It's just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, sweet to the point. It was awesome. It's a great idea. I hope you keep it up, both of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Seriously.
Hey, I really enjoyed being on Chris's stream with you the other day. That was fun. That was great.
Yeah. All right, you guys have fun. I got all this stuff I got to put in storage.
All right, God bless. Are you moving?
All right. Well, thank you for coming up.
We're in the process of buying a house.
Oh, bravo.
Well,
very nice. Very nice. Congratulations.
We still got some time to go. I'm not expecting to be in a new house for 4 months or so, but it's a process. And so I'm actually, you're probably going to see videos of other people stealing my fish because unfortunately, because I'm not going to do a new lease on 12 months. So we're going to stay at a friend's house while the house buying process is going through. So I've had to rehome my fish.
If you need to bring anything down,
you rehomed your fish?
I got everything taken care of. You'll probably see some videos out there of people stealing my fish. Vultures, bunch of vultures.
I know.
Vultures.
True.
But
funny. That's funny.
They're hoping to, some of these guys are hoping to breed them, so they should come back to me. So
Wonderful.
Wonderful. All right. Look, you guys take it easy.
Thank you.
Love y'all both to death.
You drive safe.
All right.
Be safe.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Fun. Fun.
Yeah. Oh, he's funny. He's a funny guy. I love him.
Yeah. We had him. He was at the last club meeting. He actually was the program.
Oh, I know.
For the very
I
last.
watched that.
That's right. We did it live. That was great fun.
Yeah.
I hope we get to do it again. If our club ever meets again, we'll do it again.
I know. Isn't it crazy? It's really crazy.
It's hard.
You have a really nice you have a really nice statement from D&M Remix. If you want to read that.
Read it.
At 6:05. Okay. Hello, fish tankers. And a huge thank you, to Father Fish and team for putting questions and answers from live streams in his channel and a bonus video, and for everybody to have, even easier access.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was like pulling teeth to get Thomas to go along with me on this because he didn't want to do it. And part of the reason is when we started doing it initially, when we started doing it initially, we called it story time. Mm-hmm. And it did not get anywhere near the traffic. So my idea was to do it as short, standalone, topical videos on specific topics. We put out 3 of them today, and all 3 of them were from yesterday's stream. So, we've got a huge backlog here. I think we could easily find 100. So anybody who wants to go back and review live streams and pull out the start and stop timestamp for specific topics and send them to Thomas on Disbar. I keep calling it Disbar. It's not Disbar.
Discord.
Discord, right?
It's Discord. Yeah.
On Discord, we
Maybe
will.
you just want to discard it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, right. Now that we need a lot of help because we've got 100 and about
Yeah.
25 videos or more. Golly, it's probably over 200 videos. Not all of them have anything
Oh,
worth,
yeah. There's.
but there are a bunch that do, and they're some of them are noteworthy. Some of them are really fun, like the little
Oh, I think
Japanese.
so.
You
I
know,
think so.
we can do that too. And I'm working on the directory. I want to get the directory set up in such a way that it becomes more encyclopedic, so that you can actually look up a topic with it.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I'm going to do that. YouTube is not set up to be able to do that. There is a search function, but I don't know. I'll work on it. We'll see what we can do. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's nice to get two reinforcements back to back right away. Right
Yeah,
away.
absolutely.
We just went out
Right
an hour
away.
ago. What do we got? Let me see
Oh,
what we got.
wow.
Terrific. We had
Okay.
what do you got there? I'm going to look at traffic. You can tell me what you got in the chat.
Oh, I'm basically just saying hi, and I read you the one, statement. And I don't really have a question yet, but I haven't made it all the way down either.
Well, FinRot in the first hour has got 255.
Yeah.
How to set up an
okay.
outdoor fund 78, and the IC 123. So I was part of the reason I did this is because starting yesterday, we've been on a growth spurt that's been going like this, and it has turned and it's now going like this. So I'm trying to stop it and try to get it at least leveled out. So we'll see. We'll see if we can pull it off. We'll be doing 2 or 3 or 4 of these a day for a while to see if we can, get more traffic and get more activity and kind of keep the algorithm up. Well, thank you, DM Remix. Very, very, very much. Very kind of you. Let me get over on YouTube on the stream so we can see what's going on here, because it's always a little different. Top chat, we want live chat.
Oh, Master Black says, speaking of FinRot, the Neon Tetras and the Raspberry Tetras had FinRot when I bought them, but now they are all fine. Well, good job.
Good job. Obviously, yeah, what did you do? What did you do?
Straightened out. Yeah, what did you do?
Tell us how
that would be interesting to know.
How you turned the tide on them. Rohan is starting a marine biology course in a week. Wow. Very cool.
Oh, wow. Yes. That'll be
yes, Rohan.
I'm sure.
What we need is the timestamps and try to give it a topic, a title. And anybody who out there who does that, we'll give you credit for doing it. We'll put your name in the in the what's it called?
That'd be nice. Yeah.
In the description as
in the description.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be a really nice thing to do.
Luan Ray likes the topic based.
Master Black. Oh, nice. So Master Black said, I actually added medicine, so maybe it could be from the medicine. Okay. So they treated for it. They brought the fish home and treated for it, and it cleared up. So okay, good. Worked
377 is saying he cannot get on Discord, and I don't understand why.
And you have approved him? for sure?
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't approved him because he hasn't shown up.
Oh, he can't
Yeah,
even show up. Okay,
You know,
gotcha.
somehow he's not clicking on it properly. Go to the link.
Okay, I see.
Go to the link in the on the community page, on the membership page.
Yeah, I think that's where.
Go to the
Yeah.
link on the membership page and click on that link, and that'll take you to Discord. And then all you have to do at that point, I think, is enter your name, and that'll put you in
Okay.
in the waiting room, and I'll approve you from there. Waterborne
Now, Misfit
Tropic.
says they can't find either. What are you referring to, Misfit? You said you can't find either. Did I miss something above?
Let me go look.
I'm not sure if I missed something. I think that's the only statement that I see, but I'm just not sure what they're referring to. Yes, hi, Waterborne Tropicals from Holland.
Under membership.
Says,
You know what? I don't think it's there.
what?
It's not
Well, that could be the problem, huh?
there. Under membership.
Well, that would be a problem.
Let's see if it's under community.
Okay, when you're done with that, we'll read.
Yeah, it's on community. Yeah. Go on the community tab. Click on the community tab. It's the first thing you come to 2 months ago. Join button and come over to Discord. The Discord link is on the community tab right at the top.
And then at that point, do you have to approve them?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's a membership. It's a membership
well, I mean,
thing.
that's okay. I just want them
Members
to know.
benefit. Yeah.
Okay. So you had a nice little statement from Waterborne Tropicals. It said, good night from Holland. Hope you are okay. Much love and thanks for your work on YouTube. The beard is sharp as always.
Thank you so much.
You get a lot of attention. Your beard gets a lot of attention, I will say. Must be that Santa Claus effect you've got going.
Right, exactly. That's what it is.
And the bunny liked it.
The bunny liked it. He certainly did.
The bunny liked it, yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what it is.
And I'm getting an echo. Is it? Are we replaying that?
Me. I just opened up YouTube.
It's you. Okay.
It's me. It's just me fooling around. Fooling around. Okay, so
Wow.
Saturday and Sunday night. Saturday and Sunday night are fun night. Fun and friendship night. We do fishy stuff. We're happy to do it. But we want to do fun and friendship stuff. So if you would like to come up and share a story, share a joke, say hello, show us your fish tank. We're not going to let anybody come up and hang out because we don't do hangouts. But we want people to come up who want to do a greeting, want to say something, want to show something. We're happy to do that. So if you would like to do so, you may do so. Just come in. Oh, let me post the link.
All right, Father Fish. I have to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Her sister.
And I'm gonna mute because my dogs are gonna start barking, so I'm gonna mute.
That's fine. Her sister is been there working with her all day, and she's leaving. And she has dogs, and of course Joey has dogs, so the dogs are going to be having a goodbye session, which we're not going to be allowed to hear, unfortunately. They are yippy little creatures. They are sweet. She has very sweet dogs. All right, boys and girls, here we are. I haven't been alone up here. for a very long time. If you don't have your Father Fish mug, you may purchase a Father Fish mug by sending $25 to PayPal, fatherfish@fatherfish.net. Include your address, your name, and $25. If you are in Europe or Australia, it'll be an extra $10 to cover postal. But we're happy to do that. And we do have some in stock. And Green Machine just came up, but his devices are not connected. So hopefully,
so try again. Yeah,
try again, Green Machine. We saw you. I was busy talking. Love to have you up. Green Machine is in, where is he? Holland. He's in Holland.
Holland, I think. Yeah. You can hear me now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't get barky. It's just we have to do a whole goodbye session, you know?
Right.
Everybody's got to, hug and kiss and all the things, and, it's funny. So anyway, but if we don't do it, they get really upset.
Wants a mug of Father Fish drinking from a Father Fish mug. Hum. Picture in picture. We'd do an infinite picture in picture, right? Let's talk about snails. Malaysian snail, apple snail, Danube nearite snail, pet snail. What's it? Somebody asked about snails yesterday.
Right.
Where was it? I wish scuds could have been plant safe. Scuds are plant safe.
Yeah.
Scuds are perfectly plant safe.
I'm trying to remember
They're just not fish that fish eat.
I remember we were looking at. Yeah, no, we were looking at land snails, right?
Yesterday. Yeah, we were. That's right.
I believe. Yeah.
Yes, we were.
So, and that was interesting. So anyway, and the scud thing. Yeah, I mean, we usually talk about, snails and worms and all the exciting things that we like to talk about,
Green Machine, see if we can come back up.
So if they're asking for you to talk about snails, what would you like to say about snails? If they're asking for snail talk.
I don't want to talk about snails. I've no interest. Well, somebody did bring it. Oh, this is cute. You'll love this. I got a call today from a young lady who had a fish. Mm-hmm. And it was a goldfish that got too big for her tank. So she wanted to bring it in. I said, sure, fine, bring it in. Not a problem. Hung up. Yeah. 5 minutes later, she calls me back. She says, my mystery snails just laid a mass of eggs. Will you take that too? And I said, sure, bring it over. Hung up. 5 minutes later, called me back again. How do I get these? They're sticky. I said, well, just use a razor or a knife and scrape them off. And she said, but they're all sticky. I said, it's okay. Yeah. They'll harden when they get here. Don't worry about it. So an hour later, in walks about a 4-inch goldfish, too big for a tank, and a pod of mystery snails, eggs that were wet. They were gooey, kind of.
I mean, they just laid them then.
This morning, yeah. So I peeled them off. She had them on a wet napkin, which was pretty clever.
Yeah.
So I peeled them off of that, and I put them on the edge of a tank up high, where it's not going to be disturbed. Put her goldfish in her goldfish tank and gave her a little tiny fancy goldfish in a randa, little tiny baby randa, about 1 inch long, and she was thrilled with that. So snails. So we've got snails. I love breeding mystery snails because the babies grow so fast and you wind up with a tank full of mystery snails. And I think it's really cool. I really like mystery
Yeah,
snakes.
they do grow fast, and I've raised a few clutches. I mean, I don't keep every clutch because you don't need that many.
Get overwhelmed
But
with them. Yeah, right.
um,
Well, I sell
but
them a
they
lot.
are fun. They are fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to
Sure.
get them.
Well, your
One
situation
of
is
the
different than mine.
one of the
Yeah.
real downfalls of this shop is that we don't keep things long enough for them to breed. Oh, it's very rare
Yeah.
that any breed spawns or lays eggs. Very, very uncommon because it sells. If it's ready to go, somebody wants it. They want to take it home and breed it. And I'm happy to do that. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
really,
Of course.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
here for. I'm not trying to hold on
Yep.
to stuff. Although somebody tried to buy
Right.
my
Right.
my 6 inch um what is it called? Uh um the little what is God my brain's
Can
called.
you describe what it looks like?
I can, yeah. Looks like a little eel, only it's tiny and it has stripes on it.
A coolie loach?
Yes, thank you. A six a 6 inch collie loach. Biggest one I ever saw in my life. And I've had it for a couple of months. And I've
Yeah,
just
I
been
can see why
holding
they
it.
would want to buy that.
And Thomas
Yep.
tried to sell it today, and I said
Yeah.
it's not for sale. I've never seen one that big. And I would like to try to find another
No,
one.
me either.
See if we can breed them.
Yeah.
My word. They're
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
so
that would be
anyway.
neat. And like you
There
said,
was
getting a
that.
large one's cool.
Yeah, really.
So, Melissa has a question. Melissa Foster. She says, "Hi guys, taking my antlers out of the killifish tank so the killies can spawn. There are 2 white cloud minnows as well. Should they be taken out as well?"
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's taking her antlers out. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna try to breed them, I wouldn't have anything personally in there.
Oh my God.
Killies.
Mainly bad is to say Alex is in the hospital with sepsis. Good Lord. I had that
Alex, like secret
Alex.
history
Yep,
living in the
yep,
aquarium,
yep,
Alex? Oh
yep.
wow. That's
I need
horrible.
to try to call him. Wonder if I can get hold of him. I was so bad off.
Yeah.
I was hallucinating. I was out of my mind for about 2 days last February.
When you were in the hospital.
I was in for about 4 days altogether. And for the first
Yeah.
2 days. And the reason I went in is because I fell down. I couldn't get up. I had a kidney stone that had caused an infection.
Oh.
It had gotten worse.
Yep.
And it had gotten to the point where I fell down and I could not stand up. It was about 2 a.m. So I hollered for Leonard. Fortunately, I have a roommate. And he came in. He's 93 years old. He couldn't get me up. But he called the what are they called? He called
ambulance.
Yeah, right. And they came. And they got me up and they said, what day is it? And I thought about that.
Yeah.
Nothing came to my mind when normally if you say what day it is, it'll be click, click. And there it is. Nothing clicked.
Sure.
And I finally said, 10. And they said, here we go. They put me in.
You're going for a ride. Yeah.
Going for a ride, right. I was, and then I spent 2 days hallucinating. And I solved all the world's problems in 2 days. It was wonderful. It's amazing.
Well,
They've gotten worse.
Wonderful. We could all do that. Yeah. Yeah.
But they've gotten worse since then. I mean, that was for that day. It was for that day, not the next day.
Well, of course. So.
We will try to call. Yeah, we need to call Alex.
Yeah. Luandre has a question.
Yes.
I need your input. I have all my grow out with glass bottoms, but you are making me think to go over to deep substrate. Please give me some advice. Will it give me the same growth rate?
What is this?
So they're keeping their grow out. So they're using grow out, bare bottom grow out tanks for their fry, obviously. And they're wanting
Okay.
to know if, how it would, if they get the same growth rate if they switched over to deep substrate with their fry. That's my interpretation.
This is mainly Bettis.
No, this is Lawan Ray at 626.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
And
No,
so they're using bare bottom currently.
Yeah, you're fine doing a bare bottom
Yeah.
with baby. You're really better off because you can keep it clean a lot more easily. You can do 100% water changes.
Right.
You know, the critical thing with baby fish is that first couple of weeks of growth, and that means getting the right kind of food to them in the right amounts. Because they're still developing at that stage. I mean, there's some of them are not even fish yet. They're still zygotes or something weird. I mean, they don't have all the organs that an adult fish has. So it's really critical for them to get adequate food immediately as needed in order to fully develop. And the first couple of weeks are critical for most baby fish, particularly egg layers, tiny little guys. And so if you have a bare bottom, it makes it a lot easier to pull the waste product out, to do major water changes. And when I'm doing a big group of babies like that, I'll do 100% water change every day or nearly so. You know, if I've got 500 babies in a 10-gallon tank, you can bet that water is going to be changed every day, at least for the first week, at least till I get them to the point where they're up and moving and strong and eating well, and then I'll divide them up,
Right.
separate them out, put them in a bigger tank. What I like to do as soon as possible is divide them into 2 or 3 groups, even 4 groups if I have the tank space. It's just that way you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. If you really want to save them, separate.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That way,
And
if
I
you
keep
lose,
mine. No, that actually is a good point. That if you don't keep, you spread them out. If something goes wrong, you still have some.
yeah,
I usually keep mine bare bottom anywhere from three to 5 weeks of age, and then I do put them into a dirted tank, a thick substrate tank, but
sure.
not for the first month or so. I keep them bare bottom. Yeah, that's how I do it.
At least the first week. At least.
So yeah, that works. Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's just, as you said, it's easier to keep track of them.
Yeah. Mainly Betta's saying the same thing. It's just a lot easier.
Yeah. So Roe has not Roe, the Roe we know, another Roe. It says, "Hi, I might do dirty tank, 100 gallons." Is down at the moment. Can I dig up dirt from the garden or use a bag of potting soil? You can.
Yeah, either pure pond soil.
Yeah.
Pond soil. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And if it's a large tank, you might want to dig it up because it's less money.
But the critical thing is
from the backyard.
Happy with 2 inches of sand. That's going to hold it in there.
And
it'll keep it from getting in the water column, and it'll just work. It'll work better all the way around. We'll do another little lecture on anaerobics sometime soon.
Yeah.
Anaerobics.
The only other thing I would warn. Yeah, I would warn you on digging up from the backyard. Make sure it's a place that hasn't had a lot of pesticides or things like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Be sure you're digging from a clean,
Yeah.
sterile area. But you can absolutely use that dirt for sure. And then Luke Kennedy says, "Can I get some advice about fired clay? Is it good to use with soil and sand in layers, and which order?"
What was this?
Did you hear that, Father Fish? You're looking at your phone. It's Luke Kennedy. He basically wants to know about using fired clay. Can he
Oh,
use
fire.
fired clay? And then, he wants to know what layer to put it on. How does he use the fired clay?
Well, that's interesting. There are a couple of different ways you can use it. I've been using it and simply mixing it in with the soil.
Right.
You can cap the soil and then cap the clay with sand. That's another way to do it. A third way to do it would be to put it on the bottom, put the dirt on that, and then cap that whole thing with sand. It kind of doesn't matter um, unless you're doing um, a different kind of system in which you're using the clay purely to remove nitrates. Then you want to do it a totally different way. Then you want to set it up in like a nylon bag and have the water flowing through it. That's something altogether different. And it's not inconsistent with doing a deep sand bed. It's simply um, another step, another process. It's something else you can do to limit nitrates. I have found with my systems that I normally don't get a nitrate buildup. In a very, very old tank, it might build up. So in those kind of systems, I really probably ought to try to set up a nitrate. That might be salutary. It might really, really have a very positive effect on my water column. I will do that. I will seek that out and try to set it up as a sump filter that the water will flow through. I have a good, easy way to
Right.
do it because I use bags in in my sump. So all I have to do is put the clay in the bag and let it flow through that. That'll be interesting. I'll see what we can do to make
Yeah,
that happen.
that would actually be interesting. You've got a question from Water Barn Tropicals at 6:35. Father Fish, I'm trying dry seasoning my tank with corridors and plecos to get them to breathe. I am nervous about ammonium spikes. How do I monitor?
Dry seasoning. I don't know what she means by that.
I've never heard. I don't understand what that is either. I thought maybe you knew. I'm not
Well,
sure what that is.
I assume that
Is that
she's referring to the to the calendar, to the dry season as opposed to the wet season. Corys and plecos.
okay?
Um, if you've got a deep sand bed in there, deep substrate, and lots of plants, you're not going to get an ammonia spike. I mean, it's not going to happen unless you're overfeeding. And here's the thing: in the dry spell, you don't want to feed heavily.
Okay, I think Father Fish has frozen up on us, and I think he'll come back. And I was just looking at a question, and I must have missed the thing above because it's mainly that I was talking about vinegar eels for me because they're easy to culture. And it's funny because I have vinegar eels, and I don't like them because I just think they're a pain in the butt to harvest. So I always stick with microworms myself, but sometimes you do need that smaller food. You know, the vinegar eel to be the first food that you feed. But it's funny what people like, how they like to deal with things. But I definitely prefer microworms over vinegar eels. And I'm so bad about my vinegar eels. I probably look at them twice a year. Surprised they're still alive, but they seem to weather the storm. And I never feed them out. I don't know why I even keep them. I should just throw them out. But anyway, oh, I see. The question was, what's the best food for betta fry? Yeah, I always start with microworms myself, and then I move on to brine shrimp that I hatch out brine. I hatch brine shrimp every day. Every day, there's always something to feed. I mean, I usually have babies, but if not, I mean, if I don't need a lot of them, I just feed them out to the guppies or whatever. There's always something that's happy to have live brine shrimp. That's for sure. So, I'm scrolling through this chat. Another question. My raspberry tank.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay. All right. I was starting to scroll the questions, but I saw one from. Well, I don't even now. Sorry, I've lost track of what we were even talking about because I just went on my own rant. But I don't even know what you were.
Okay.
What
Don't try to
go talking about.
Just go
Okay.
forward.
All right, we'll go forward. So, all right. So, Melissa Foster has another question. She says, "My raspberry tank has a piece of very small driftwood. I suddenly have blue algae. It's fuzzy. Like, what is this? Never have seen this before in my tank. I'm suspecting you think blackbeard algae. If it's bluish, dark,
What do you
maybe
say?
blackbeard. Well, I'm just wondering if it might be blackbeard because she's saying it's dark and fuzzy, so maybe blackbeard algae.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what blue-green algae is typically a saltwater phenomenon. I've never seen it.
Well, that would be, yeah. But if I'm just trying to get, in my mind, the closest thing to what she's describing to me would be blackbeard algae.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Just
so you can give her,
yeah. Get more plants in there. Do water changes. Generally speaking, the solution for algae is more higher order plants. Higher order plants absorb nutrients better than algae do. So they compete very effectively with algae. If you're getting an algae bloom in your planted tank, add more plants, and you can manually remove as much of the hair algae or whatever it is as possible.
Right.
Usually, it's a function of nitrates in the water column being too high, and if you got nothing but rooted plants, they may not be attacking those nitrates in the water column as effectively as they could. So do some water changes, quit feeding so much, and add plants. You can add anubias, java fern, duckweed, salvini, plants that take nutrients out of the water column as a way of competing with the algae. I don't really recommend duckweed, but you know, it's there. It's easy.
I mean, I
it
am
works.
the personal owner of a lot of duckweed, not because I wanted it.
Right, we all.
But I have it, and I mean, it does have its use. But boy, when you have to catch fish, I just want to slip my wrist a long way. It's like I can't stand it. You know,
messy.
Yeah. So I was talking a little bit about vinegar eels while you were down, and saying how I have them, but I hate to try to harvest them. But mainly Bettis has a nice idea. They're saying just pour the culture straight into doubled up coffee filters and let the vinegar strain through it. I don't do the freshwater thing with the cotton in the bottleneck. Yeah, because that's the way I know to do it. And I'm just like, I hate it.
That's a pain in the butt. Yeah, I can never done that.
So the coffee filter thing might be a good idea. I mean, I still have my eels. I could feed them.
Yeah, it's easy enough to get the culture going again.
It is.
Then if do that, you pour the vinegar back in. You don't do all of it. You do like
Right.
maybe half of it. Yeah, that coffee filter should work.
Yeah,
I'll give
I
you
mean,
another good clue. If you have an RO system or can get an old RO cartridge, take it. It is filled with a rolled up micron filter material that's maybe 100 feet long. It
what
will
is
give
it?
you,
You
it's
broke up. You broke up just as you said what you were talking about.
an RO cartridge
Okay, an RO cartridge. Okay, gotcha.
apart. It has filter material in it that's rolled
Okay.
up in a scroll, and you can take that apart and cut it and use it for all kind of filtering stuff. It's really pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I've got about 1,000 feet of it from my big Merlin system. My cartridges are almost 2 feet long.
Oh wow.
They're
Yeah.
that big
Well, that's an
around.
idea too.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Oh,
Waterborne Tropicals is telling me that the goldfish behind me would deal with my duckweed, which is absolutely true. Except
yeah.
I will not feed it and introduce it to this tank because you never get rid of it. It's always in your filter and it's always somewhere. I won't do it.
I
I
know.
know I could. I know I could, but I won't. If I have tanks that I don't want it in there, I will never feed it to the goldfish in there
It
ever.
only takes. It only think about this for a minute.
One
One,
prawn.
one little
One
tiny
little
duckweed leaf.
prawn. Yeah. And if
Tomorrow,
that hides out,
tomorrow,
yeah.
tomorrow, it's only two.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, it's four.
4.
And then it, and then and then the
8.
fourth day, it's eight.
Yeah.
16,
I know.
32, 64. By the end of 1 week, the top of the tank is covered in duckweed from
Mm-hmm.
one leaf. And it really is that way. It just
Oh,
doubles
it
and
has,
doubles and doubles.
the tanks I have it in, it's a half an inch to an inch thick. It's
Yeah,
just
really.
insane. You
I've got
know.
a bunch of tanks. We feed it to the goldfish. That's all they eat. That's
Yeah.
all they
I
get to
just
eat, duckweed.
I have a couple tanks I'm really fussy about, and I will not get it near those tanks because I know better. I'll fight it for the rest of my life.
I found what we were talking about before I went off.
Okay.
It was Waterborne Tropicals dry seasoning
That's
thing.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
That is what we were talking about.
yeah,
Yep.
we're talking about, and what I was suggesting was feeding sparingly, if at all, in the dry season, and then when you start doing water changes, start bringing new water in. At that point, start feeding heavily, and that'll build the egg mass in the female, because and it'll trigger the eggs to mature, and it'll trigger spawning. So you want to feed that, and that's how you deal with the ammonia issue. You're not putting any food in there, so you're not going to
Right.
get ammonia until you start doing water changes and start getting that cooler, fresher water coming in.
Yep. That makes sense. It's a good idea. So you had invited anyone up that wanted to come up and show their tank. I'm assuming there's nobody back there waiting, or did we forget to look and there is somebody back there waiting?
No, I've been keeping an eye on it.
Okay.
I did
All
get
right.
knocked offline for a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
you did.
it came back. I don't know what that was.
All right.
Who did
So
it
if
once?
there's anybody that wants to come up and share their tank or tanks, or they're welcome
What
to,
is
right?
DNM? What is she talking about?
Um,
649. Only thing, I don't know.
The only thing that comes to mind.
No idea.
Well,
No, I,
obviously, they're having a conversation in the chat that we're not
right.
aware of, which
Not
happens all the
right.
time.
Yes, it does.
That's why it's hard sometimes to field questions because you're looking. It's like What does that have to do? It's like because they're having a conversation, you know.
Yep. Territoriums. What in the world is a territorium?
I don't know.
D&M remix, Mike D. Only thing that comes to my mind that maybe started to create territoriums. But why now, right? I guess Green Machine, no such thing as forever tanks, but deep sand beds are an awesome way for fish only in soft coral saltwater. Well, now, Green Machine, you just haven't been around father fish near long enough. It'll come. Don't worry, it'll come. You gotta do you gotta do a couple of things to make it happen. Bluish. That's Melissa talking about her bluish.
She's still talking about the algae and that it was bluish.
Constantly
And then
fishing Blackbeard.
And then obviously there's some sort of a discussion going on about angelfish because mainly Betta says angels are cichlids definitely can have serious attitudes, and that is 100% true.
Master Black is talking about scuds eating plants.
Yep, that was a a statement, a question. Yep.
Oh dear.
Somebody's heard that can happen.
I've never had it happen. I mean, I don't. Trying to think if I grow scuds in planted tanks. I tend not to because I grow them outdoors.
Right.
And my outdoor, like vats, usually don't have. They usually have green algae in them, and they're usually just green water. And I grow scuds in that. So,
right.
I guess I'm not aware of scuds eating plants. Probably that's the smartest thing for me to say is, duh, I didn't know that.
Well, right. Well, you have no experience with it.
What do I? I don't know nothing about that.
Right. So me either, because I don't keep scuds.
P. Wolf, how would you recommend adding a sand cap to an old tank with old substrate of sand gravel and newly added econ complete? There's hardscape buried in the substrate and roots. Okay, do this. Add 1/4 of an inch of sand a week for 2 months. 1/4 of an inch of sand a week for 2 months. Once you get that first 1/4 inch in, the plants they'll send out roots on the higher level if need be. Add another. If you need to lift up some of your hardscape, you just lift it a little bit. Just a little bit, enough to get it so you're not covering it with 2 inches of sand. Go slow, in other words, and you'll be able to do it without injuring or overwhelming your plants. If you've got, for example, a Amazon sword in your tank, by the time you get up to an inch, you might want to just pull it up a little bit if it hasn't already compensated. Right. Most plants will compensate for that. If you do 1/4 of an inch a week, most plants are they're gonna be able to deal with that. They're not going to get overwhelmed. If you see it getting overwhelmed, then pull it up a little bit. You don't have to pull it out. Just lift it a bit. It will damage the roots, but they'll grow right back again very quickly.
Right.
It's not going to kill the plant. Not going to even really hurt the plant. It'll be able to survive that easily.
Yeah. Oh boy, there's a couple things. Dan says, want to get rid of every bit of duckweed, put a couple can of apple snails in the tank. I can get away with it in Ohio. Amazing how they make any vegetation disappear. So that's interesting that they actually will really eat the duckweed. And then I got to scroll back up because there was a question. Somebody asked about, did I hear 6 inches of sand? And I can't. I'm trying to remember what went with that statement. But then Petraman, I think, said he had 6 or 7 inch substrate in a 90-gallon with discus, I believe. I'm just going from memory.
Right.
What I've been looking at. But yeah, I would say definitely the larger the tank, the deeper you can go with your substrate safely.
Yep.
Correct? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that in a 10-gallon tank because it'd be ridiculous. But in a big tank, sure.
A master python is saying I fluorite 2-inch. Is it better to put sand on top or pull everything out and put dirt in? Put sand on top. You don't need to pull it out. Not at all.
No.
Just put 2 inches sand right on top of it. If you need to do it gradually, do it gradually. It's not going to hurt a thing. The only thing to keep in mind, if you have a hang-on effect filter, you need to turn it off before you put sand in. If you don't, when the sand goes by that intake, it could suck it in and pull it into the impeller, and it will scour the impeller, might even jam it.
Right.
So you want to prevent that by turning it off while you're putting sand in there. Once the sand's in and down, you're fine. You can turn it back on. It's not going to pull sand up off the bottom, but it can catch it as it goes by. So try to avoid that by turning your pump off when you put sand in.
Absolutely. So, Sue Ann, oh my chat just jumped. Sorry. All right. Sue Ann has a question. Sue Ann Campbell. She says, does anybody have a suggestion for my convict fry? In a 75-gallon with 15 adult convicts and 5 tiger barbs. I don't think I would be able to remove them all. Also, do they need special food? Oh, well, they're in there with a bunch of potentially piranha that are looking for a hot meal. Ooh,
I would not worry about the whole thing at all. Just let it do what it's going to do. The issue with convict cichlids is that they are they're one of the most prolific fish you can possibly have in your tank.
Yeah.
They will breed in the midst of absolute chaos and raise their babies. They're just an amazing little fish.
They are.
There are some new strains that are really pretty that are coming out. Andres has a red Honduran, and you've got some that are what?
I have some calico convicts, calicos that are gorgeous.
Yeah, they're real pretty. So you can do it. If you really want to raise them, the best way to do that is to pull out a few.
Yeah.
Pull out 15 or 20 and raise those separately. Don't try to save the whole batch. You won't be able to raise them. You won't know what to do with them if you do raise them. You know, you could wind up in fairly short order with 100 tanks full of convicts.
Oh yeah.
Full of convicts. And it wouldn't take more than a few months to do that. I mean, they're really that bad. So don't get yourself crazy. Pull out a few that you like, raise those up, and just let the tank take care of the rest of them. Yep. Don't feel bad about that. It is in the nature. It is why fish have such vast numbers of fry, because they're all going to get eaten up.
And don't worry, if you want more, it won't be long, and there'll be more. If it doesn't go well, you'll have another chance. That bird is crazy tonight.
I know. What?
He's screaming.
What
in
are
my
you
ear.
hollering about? What do you want?
What's his name? Gator or something like that?
Gator, right.
Gator.
What's going on, Gator? He hears me talking. That's what it is. I know.
Anyway, I know it sounds bad, but about the babies, but he's right. They have tons and tons and tons. So you can save some, and if that doesn't work out, just wait a couple weeks. There'll be more. You know. There's always more.
Really.
Always more.
All righty.
So let's see. Let's go down. Uh, I scrolled back up, so now I'm scrolling back down. Oh, and Aquafunk is chiming in on the apple snails will eat duckweed. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So cool. Oh, John said she watched some of your videos and enjoyed mainly Betta's videos. That's nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so Father Fish, could you pass out a wrench? Because I know Sue Ann was in here the other night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be possible?
Right there, done and done.
Yeah, I mean, Sue Ann says, thank you. I was thinking of letting nature take its course. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Absolutely.
With most everything.
It really makes the tank much more interesting. Really, really does.
Well, you know what, Father Fish? One of the things that we have not really touched on is, when we talk about, the dirty tank or the deep substrate and the tank maintaining itself and that you don't have to feed as much. One of the things we don't really talk about is, the live bearers are constantly producing food, and so are the egg layers. The fish are eating the fry and they're eating the eggs on a regular basis, and that is part of the food that the tank is producing.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Part of the circle of life.
Yep.
Along with the algae and all the little worms and bugs. But, those fish are producing a food source, whether it's fry or eggs, on a regular basis.
Yeah, one more thing on that. Yesterday, somebody raised the question about bringing in dirt from a pond or plants from a pond. And I had an answer to that, and I wanted to kind of reinforce it. The whole idea of bringing new and unique life forms into your tank broadens the biological base of the tank. It increases the tank's productivity and variety. By doing that, you've got more things in the tank that are not only in competition with each other, but also supportive of each other.
Exactly.
So the more biodiversity you can have in your aquarium, the healthier that aquarium is going to be. Don't be afraid to bring new stuff in. Gator really wants to participate in this conversation.
I don't think we want to know what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bird brain.
He's probably just hoping you give him treats when he screams at you. I mean, he's got you trained. You take him food.
Not me, he doesn't. I don't succumb to that.
You don't cave to that, huh?
No, I don't.
You're better than the rest of us.
on one level.
On one level, okay. So anyway,
you want to hold on a minute here?
Yes, I will.
If we can get through to Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He might not have his phone in there.
Yeah, he may not. It's not answering.
Yeah. Or he might not feel like talking.
Yeah, I'll try him again tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, just, tell him we're all thinking of him.
Visual artist, graphic designer, and mural artist. I clearly missed your call, so please leave me a message with your name and info. Thanks for calling and have a great day. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Alex, Father Fish here. Alex, Father Fish here. I'm here with Joey and a big chunk of the Fish fam. And we all want to wish you well and a speedy recovery. We hope you're going to get better quickly and be better, be healthy, overcome this. I had the same condition last winter, February. So I know what you're going through. Praying for you. and hoping for a very, very speedy recovery. Please get in touch with you can. We're concerned, and we want to know that you're going to be okay. We know that
And we're
you
all
will.
sending our love. We're sending our love, Alex.
You bet. Love
Take
you.
care.
Bye for now. All right, he'll get that
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. Well, hi, Lydia. Welcome. You do have some new people in here. Oh, and if you could give a wrench out, like I said, Sue Ann was here the
Who?
other night.
Already,
Sue Ann Campbell
already did that.
at 7. Okay, thank you. And then we just have some new people. We have P. Wolf and Sunset.
Sunset,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
says, wondering if it's okay to leave a tank outside in partial sun while waiting for it to sun.
Exactly.
Does it help critters develop? Absolutely. I would love to be able to do outdoor tanks or do tanks in a greenhouse where I'm getting natural sunlight. I'm not afraid of algae. You know,
Me
I want
either.
I want to find ways of getting more other kinds of plant life going. I mean, there are all kinds of bodies of water in this world that the sun beats on all day long that are not
Absolutely.
flooded with algae. So,
Right.
you know, I want to do that. I really do.
You know,
Liddy,
we were talking about this tank behind me the other day, and you were asking me, you know, when I said I don't clean it, I
Yeah.
don't. The only thing I do is I razor blade the front of the glass so that you people can have a good view. And after
right.
that, I don't touch it. And sometimes, you know, that little pagoda and stuff, it'll get completely covered in algae, and then the snails come along, everything eats it. I leave everything. I don't touch it. It is what it is.
Nice.
And because I figure it's all good for the tank. It's good for the fish. It's good for the
Walter
tank.
Barnes says the sand vendor in Florida. Yeah, I buy about a half a ton a week of sand, about 2 tons a month in 50
Yeah, I
pounds,
bet.
25 bags a week.
Yep. And is that you sell that much?
I do.
Pretty
Yeah.
much what you sell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use it and I sell it. I use, I don't know, 10% probably.
Yeah.
The rest I
Yeah.
sell.
Do you
But
sell? I never asked you this, but do you sell any tanks that are like already set up? Do you sell any betta setups that are
I do.
with water and
Not a
sand and
lot,
ready and going?
yeah, I do.
Well, that's
I do.
cool.
But I also make it very easy for people to set them up. So, you know.
Themselves. Yeah. Yeah. But so they can literally come in and buy, you know, a betta setup that's all set up with the betta and go home.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Because you know you can't do that at a box store. It's not done like that. So that's a nice, you know, service
Gator.
for somebody.
Gator.
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 Gator. Maybe Gator wants to come in here and be part of the show.
You know, I would love to do it, but I don't handle the bird.
You don't dare take him out? Yeah.
It's not my bird, and I'm not going to do it.
No,
You know,
I get it. I get it.
It's not my
Yeah.
bird, and it's too
Yeah.
valuable a bird. I make sure it's
True.
got food and water, and
Yeah.
I try to entertain it and talk with it, and, you know.
Yell at it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Talk, it's
Yell at it from the office.
talking at the same level it's talking.
Oh my goodness. So Danny says he's picked up some African cichlids today. He's got sunshine peacocks and electric blue.
Right.
Cool.
Green Machine, I'm sorry we did not get you up here. He tried to come up earlier, and
Yeah,
I
do you
guess
want to try again?
we're running out of time here.
We are.
Do it
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, we're over at 7.
Okay. Yeah, we. Oh, I didn't realize it was 7 o'clock already. Wow.
Yes, after 7.
Woo.
We're what's it, about 7:10 something.
Yeah. Yep.
My
So
mouth.
anyway, yeah, we did have some new people, and welcome, and as always,
Yeah.
happy that the show is here with us. Everybody always
Sunset
has great
Living
questions.
Stones, you bet.
You know, great
P.
questions.
Wall. Nice to have all you new guys.
Absolutely. And Funk came by and he's in the chat.
All right.
That's
You
awesome.
bet.
I
Absolutely.
mean, Aquafunk, you know,
Right.
cool guy, really cool guy.
So we're gonna play a little tune here if I can
All right.
figure out whether I still got it. Might have it, might not. I'm gonna have to dig it out. I have to root it out.
Root it out. What are you playing?
What do you want to hear?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of the, you know, the older ones that we haven't heard for a while.
Oh,
You know,
I'll
'cause
take.
we played all the Christmas ones for so long. I've kind of forgotten about the other ones.
Yeah, let me do, if I can find it. Maybe do our song. What in the world?
Okay.
This thing is falling apart here. I got it.
We are live tomorrow night at the same time, 6
Yeah, 6
p.m.
o'clock
tomorrow night
tomorrow night.
Eastern time.
Yeah.
And so we'll be live again tomorrow night, and then Monday morning it goes back to the 9 a.m. schedule.
That ain't it. Right. Yeah, tomorrow night, 6. And then
Yeah.
Monday through Friday at 9 in the morning.
And again, tomorrow night you would welcome anybody up to show a tank if it works out.
See you tomorrow. Bye from Joe.
Everyone.
Nice to be with you.
Good to
Bless
see
you all. Tomorrow evening at 6, and then
That's it.
Monday through Friday, 9 in the morning. Oh, tomorrow at noon, Cass and Mary are going to be doing their very first live stream together. So be sure to
Very
tune
nice.
in tomorrow at noon. Cass and Mary. I think it's on Cass's channel.
Okay.
Look it up. You'll find it.
Yeah.
And just support them. They're going to be excited to have your support. Bye for now. Love you all.